This video is going to walk you through setting up your book and series pages. First, log into BingeBooks.com, then click on the My Reads icon at the top. On the left side, under Author Access, click My Books. Here, you'll see all of your books and series. To edit either, click this Edit icon, and to see that book's page, you can click the eyeball icon. When you go in to edit a page, there are several tabs along the top. There are a few things I want to point out here. If you change your cover at any time, you can easily update a fresh version here. In the series section, you can select any existing series and fix the order in the series if it's incorrect. I want to point out the genres section here. This is very important to your visibility, so please add any applicable genres here. You can just start typing and you'll see the available genres. Your hook is also an important part of your book's profile. You are limited in characters, but this is a great place to put a strong tagline or summary about your book. You can add release date, publisher, and print pages if it didn't pre-fill. And this content warning is a really great field where you can add trigger warnings or any reference to sexual or violent content that you want to point out to your readers. Before you go to the next tab, click Save. Under Sales Info, you can put any formats that your book is available in. Make sure the price is accurate, and if your book goes on sale in the future, check this box, insert the sale price and the start and end dates. On the right side, you can enter any and all retail links that your book is available through. And if your book is in Kindle Unlimited, check this box and also enter the Amazon URL here. You do need to have the Amazon URL here and here. And as a note, short links will not work in these URL fields. You need to have the full URL. Be sure to click Save. Additional details houses your synopsis fields and sample content. Sample content is a huge part of BingeBooks. We call binging the act of being able to easily read a book sample without having to send it to your device. And again, this is a big part of our culture at BingeBooks. I suggest you add samples to every one of your books on BingeBooks. You are limited by characters. As you can see here, the number of characters remaining. So if you do encounter an error, I would shorten the sample length and submit again. Again, click Save. If you have an audiobook and it's distributed through Findaway, all of your audiobook information might already be here. If it's not, you can add it yourself. You can upload an audio sample, add a cover, and be sure to check this audiobook checkbox. Here, you can search for your narrator, and if they don't already exist in our database, you can add them. The images, videos, and podcast fields or tabs all work in the same way that they do on your profile page. You are limited by your image file size by 5 megabytes. If you encounter an error, just upload a smaller image. Videos, you can add the YouTube embed code through this Add Video button. Podcast and shout outs are a really great place to highlight any review snippets that you want to show off for your book. On a shout out, which you can add here, you can put the person's name who gave you this review, their position. So Jody is a #1 New York Times bestselling author. You might have editor or reviewer here and their blog name. And then here is where you can put that review snippet. You can edit these at any time or delete them. And last but not least, the articles section is a great place for you to highlight any additional information about your book. Here I added an author interview that I did about The Girl in 6E. You can view your articles, edit, or delete them at any time. So these are all of the different fields that make up the book's profile page. If you click on My Books, you can see your profile page, your book's profile in action, and scroll through it here. I want to point out this is where that shout out shows up. Here is what we called the hook. Here are the genres that I selected, the purchase links. Here is the sample content. As I mentioned, binging is a big part of BingeBooks, and at the very bottom we have a beautiful call to action where they can have all of your purchase links if they enjoyed your sample. Your audiobook tab has the audiobook information, any media, and your articles shows up here. Now let's go into a series. If you go back to My Reads, you can edit your series in the same way that you edit a book. These tabs are all very similar to the book page. What I do want to point out is a few things that are specific to series. First of all, you do not need to upload a cover image. Your series image will form or populate based off your book covers. Order and Author tab determines how, if you have multiple series, which one shows up first in your author tabs. So you can determine that order by putting a number here. You have a hook similar to your book, and these fields are all the same. For many of these, they might not apply as much to a series, so feel free to put in as many of these items as you'd like. Under sales info, you can put the formats, and here put purchase links that link to the series page on those retailers. You can add a synopsis and sample, and then these fields are all the same. Audiobook, you typically don't have an audiobook for the entire series, but if you do have a box set audiobook, you can put it there. And the same with articles, shout out, podcast, videos, and images. You can see what your series page looks like by clicking this preview button here, or by going back to books and clicking on that eye icon. Here's the series page. This is what I talked about, that pre-populated image based off your book cover. Here they can click directly for any of these books' profile pages, and they can see other books by you. So that concludes this video. If you have any questions or issues as you go along, feel free to reach out to our team at support@bingebooks.com.